chapter 13, 14, and 15. A little stretch before reading the Bible. Gotta get into this. So, we're in the book of Exodus, chapter 13, 14, and 15. Spending our Saturday night getting closer to Jesus, man. Reading the Bible, we about to get into it. Chapter 13, 14, and 15. Three chapters a day minimum around here. I think I'm gonna just read the whole Bible too, and then I'm just gonna read it to you guys again because, I can try to teach you guys stuff, but I'm nothing compared to the word of the Bible. It's better if instead of me just breaking it down, just read it to you guys in the first place so you guys got it. I think that's a problem with a lot of ministries and stuff like that today. They don't actually be reading the Bible to their followers. They message about some motivational speech is what it is more than anything, and they don't actually show you what's going on in here. And I understand some stuff is hard to read in here. Some stuff might scare and push people away, but I mean, it's all in here for a reason. And if you have faith in that, then you kind of got to teach the whole thing. So, all right. So chapter 13, 14, and 15, going in. Chapter 13. The Lord said to Moses, "Consecrate to me all the firstborn, whatever is the first to open the womb again among the people of Israel, both of the man and the beast is mine." Then Moses said to the people, "Remember this day in which you came out from Egypt, out of the house of slavery, for by a strong hand the Lord brought you out from this place. No leavened bread shall be eaten today in the month of Abib. You are going out, and when the Lord brings you into the land of Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, you shall keep this service in this month. 7 days y'all shall eat unleavened bread, and on the seventh day there shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten for 7 days. No leavened bread shall be seen with you, and no leaven shall be seen with you in all your territory. You shall tell your son on that day, it is because of what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt, and it shall be to you as a sign on your hand, as a memorial between your eyes, and the law of the Lord may be on your mouth. For with a strong hand the Lord has brought to you out of Egypt. You shall therefore keep that statute as its appointed time from year to year, when the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore to you and your fathers, and shall give to you. You shall set apart to the Lord all the first opens the womb. All the firstborns of your animals that are males shall be the Lord's. Every firstborn of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb, or if you will not redeem it, you shall break its neck. Every firstborn of man among your sons you shall redeem, and when in time to come your sons ask you, what does this mean? You shall say to him, by a strong hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt from the house of slavery. For when Pharaoh stubbornly refused to let us go, the Lord killed all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of animals. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all the males that first open the womb, but all the firstborns of my sons I redeem. It shall be as a mark on your hand or frontlets between your eyes, for by a strong hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt. When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest the people change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt. But God led the people around by the way of the wilderness toward the Red Sea, and the people of Israel went up out of the land of Egypt, equipped for battle. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for Joseph had made the sons of Israel solemnly swear, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones with you from here. And they moved on from Succoth to encamped at Etham on the edge of the wilderness, and the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, and they might travel by day and by night. The pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night did not depart from them before, or did not depart from before the people. So it's very interesting, that last part at the end there too. What's up, guys? We just reading the Bible, reading the Bible, reading the Bible. Reading the Bible. So circling back to God taking the firstborn, like it says, he killed the firstborns, and like I said, this translation, it says he killed all the firstborns. I don't know if it uses that exact word "killed" in the other ones, but no, I'm pretty sure it uses "smited." I don't know. I digress. But a lot of people have a hard time reading that. They're like saying like, dang, he killed all the firstborns. But just, I mentioned it last time, but to get back to it a little bit today, he is the author of existence. He's the creator of all things. So he can't really like kill anything in the way that we can kill anything. Like when I kill something, it doesn't exist anymore. And it's like, it's kind of evil. But when he decides to end something's life, it's different because he's the one who kind of created them. He created everything. So he's kind of held to a different standard. But besides that, these were all kids in Egypt. So they're going to grow on to be Egyptian men who are going to probably choose to worship the gods that all of Egypt worshipped, which means that those ones would not be redeemed. So by taking them while they were in innocence, he automatically redeemed all the ones that wouldn't have been redeemed if he did not do that. So by taking their lives when they're children and innocent, he actually saved all of them because they would eventually chose a life that would have separated themselves from God. So, like, I know you could be like, oh, it's evil, but it's not. It's really like some of the nicest, loving thing that God could have done, you know? And then when they're leaving Egypt, it's very interesting because it says, by God led the people around the way of the wilderness toward the Red Sea. Well, before that, when the Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest the people change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt. So he's saying right there, he like made the Israelites take the long way because he was scared. He knew that when the Israelites are kind of weenie sometimes. They're not they just, you'll see. Sometimes you're like, really? So they just got rescued by God, right? God freed them through Moses and Aaron. And so, but God made them take this route that went away from the Philistines, because the Philistines, they'd be like a dangerous group sometimes and having war. And he knew that if the Israelites went towards the Philistines and saw war and stuff, they would have been super scared and they would have ran right back to slavery in Egypt. So they detoured around the Philistines and took the long way, all the way to the Red Sea. And he guided them by being a pillar of smoke during the day and a pillar of fire at night. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the people of Israel to turn back and encamp in the front of Pi-Hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, in front of Baal Zephon. You shall encamp facing it by the sea, for Pharaoh will say of the people of Israel, they are wandering in the land, the wilderness has shut them in, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will pursue them. I will get glory over Pharaoh and all his host, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord. And they did so. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, the mind of Pharaoh and his servants was changed toward the people, and they said, what is this that we have done, that we have let Israel go from serving us? So he made ready his chariot and took his army with him, and took 600 chosen chariots and all the other chariots of Egypt with officers over all of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and pursued the people of Israel, while the people of Israel were were going out defiantly. The Egyptians pursued them, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them, encamped at the sea by Pi Harith, in front of Baal Zephon. When Pharaoh drew near, the people of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them, and they feared greatly. And the people of Israel cried out to the Lord. They said, Moses, is it because there are no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us in bringing us out of Egypt? Is not this what we said to you in Egypt? Leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians. You see, this is what I'm saying about like the Israelites. They be like real scared and just be like, whoa, oh my gosh, no. Why did you save us? You should have just left us there. We would have been better slaves than dying here. For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than die in the wilderness. And Moses said to the people, fear not, stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only be silent. The Lord will fight for you. Shout out to my shirt real quick. God's name right here. And look in the back. Look black. It's like, it's literally Jesus fighting for you. I don't know, you can see it. If you want one, you could cop one. I didn't even know that was gonna be in here, but it helps support people in need. So DM me for a link. Back to it. The Lord will fight for you. The name of the brand is actually called Fight Your Demons, because it's not about you fighting your demons. When you fight your demons alone, you lose. But when God fights your demons for you, you are victorious. The Lord said to Moses, why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward. Lift up your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it, that the people of Israel may go through the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of Egyptians so that they shall go in after them. And I will get glory over Pharaoh and all of his hosts, his chariots and his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten glory over Pharaoh, his chariots and his horsemen. Then the angel of God, who was going before the host of Israel, moved and went behind them, and the pillar of cloud moved from before them and stood behind them, coming between the host of Egypt and the host of Israel. And there was the cloud and the darkness, and it lit up the night, without one coming near the other all night. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord drove the sea back by a strong east wind all night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. So this is when he's parting the Red Sea. Moses is like, and the water's going, and a strong wind is the thing that cuts the river and spreads it open. And the people of Israel went into the midst of the water on dry ground, the waters being a wall to them on their right hand and on their left. The Egyptians pursued and went in after them into the midst of the sea, all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And in the morning watched the Lord in the pillar of fire and of the cloud looked down on the Egyptian forces and threw the Egyptian forces into panic, clogging their chariot wheels so that they drove heavily. And the Egyptians said, let us flee from before Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea, that the water may come back upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its normal course when the morning appeared. And as the Egyptians fled into it, the Lord threw the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen of all the host of Pharaoh that had followed them into the sea. Not one of them remained, but the people of Israel walked on dry ground through the sea, the waters being a wall to them and their right hand on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day from the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. Israel saw the great power that the Lord used against the Egyptians. So the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and in his servant Moses. So right now, what's up, guys? We're just reading the Bible. That's the whole Moses thing right now, right? Moses goes like that. All of the Israelites get to go through it, and then God's like, Moses, no, and he goes, and then the water goes, and all the Egyptians that were following through the Red Sea that was split and being held up like water on each side. All the Egyptians got caught in it and they got taken out. But that's what happens when you're an enemy of the Lord, man. Trying to hurt his people. Because the Lord is your shepherd. Shepherds protect their flock. So last chapter for today. Oh, just a little page right here. 1, 2. Good night, brother. Last little chapter right here. Just like 2.5 pages. Then Moses and the people of Israel sang. This is actually the song of Moses. So I can't sing. If I sang, your guys' ears would probably bleed. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that to a minimum. But I'll just read it to you. Then Moses and the people of Israel sang this song to the Lord, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will praise him, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host he cast into the sea, and he has chosen officers were sunk in the Red Sea. The floods covered them. They went down into the depths like a stone. Your right hand, O Lord, glorious in power. Your right hand, O Lord, shatters the enemy. In the greatness of your majesty, you overthrow your adversaries. You send out your fury. It consumes them like stubble. And the blast of your nostrils, the waters piled up. The floods stood up in a heap. The deeps congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My desire shall have its fill of them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them. They sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like, O Lord, or who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in glorious deeds, doing wonders? You stretched out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. You have led in your steadfast love the people whom you have redeemed. You have guided them by your strength to your holy abode. The peoples have heard, they tremble. Pangs have seized, and inhabitants of Philistia. Now are the chiefs of Edom dismayed. Trembling seizes the leaders of Moab. All the inhabitants of Canaan have melted away. Terror and dread fall upon them because of the greatness of your arm. They are still as a stone. Till your people, O Lord, pass by, till the people pass by whom you have purchased. You will bring them in and plant them on your own mountain, the place, O Lord, which you have made for you abode, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established. The Lord will reign forever and ever. For when the horses of Pharaoh with his chariots and his horsemen went into the sea, the Lord brought back the waters of the sea upon them. But the people of Israel walked on dry ground in the midst of the sea. Then Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women went out after her with tambourines and dancing. And Miriam sang to them, Sing the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. All right, we got like 3 paragraphs left. What's up, man? Then Moses made Israel set out from the Red Sea, and they went into the wilderness of Shur. They went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. When they came to Marah, they could not drink the water of Marah because it was bitter. Therefore it was named Marah. And the people grumbled against Moses, saying, What shall we drink? And he cried to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a log, and he threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. So the Lord made them a statute and a rule, and there he tested them, saying, If you will diligently listen to the voice of the Lord your God, and do which is right in his eyes, and give ear to his commandments, and keep his statutes, I will put none of the disease on you that I put on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord your healer. Then they came to Elim, where they were 12 springs of water, 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the water. It's a very interesting thing that happens too. The Egyptians be like, or not the Egyptians, the Israelites be struggling in this journey to the promised land. Because when you walk with God, it gives you peace, and you know that he's walking with you. So like, you know, you're going to be provided for. You don't really necessarily know when. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer than you want, but it's always going to be when you need. The problem of the Israelites is they be impatient. They are so impatient. They want it on their time, not the Lord's time. And that's going to be a reoccurring thing that you will see. Because I'm telling you, the more you read about the Israelite stories, you're like, dude, really? Really? But, you know, like the Israelites are us, because that's what we do. Like, we know God, depending on where your walk is with God. You know, hopefully you guys are all accepting of him being your Lord and Savior and all that, and know that he's going to provide for you. But even then, you know, you catch yourself doubting sometimes, or going like, you know, why is this happening? Why now? This, that. The better you get in your walk, the more those voices and stuff kind of quiet, and you don't really listen to them anymore. But the questioning happens, and the walking away happens, the backsliding happens when you're on your walk. But eventually you get to that point where you're like, nah, and you basically like full send God. You're like, nah, I'm gonna full send this. I'm going all in. There's no doubt in my mind anymore. And hopefully by spending some time with me, if you're not there, you guys kind of get pushed over to there. Because, yeah, man, God is real. God is love. God is taking care of you, whether you're giving him the credit or not right now. I mention it all the time, but he is a God of abundance. Even if you don't feel like you have abundance right now, you're provided for way more than you think. And he's been providing for you abundantly your whole life. So just pray everyone who needs to hear these messages, these words, they hear them. I pray that God spoke through me with every single word I chose today. Because I don't even know what I'd be saying sometimes. I'd be trying to have the Holy Spirit just lead me, you know. And I just pray that you guys are all having a good day. And you guys come back tomorrow, man, because we got chapters 16, 17, and 18 going tomorrow. We're making our way through the book of Exodus now. And then, you know, it's going to be, what's after that? Numbers? I'm tripping. Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and then Deuteronomy. Then we get into the prophets, man. Some books. So we can hit everything. God bless, guys. And see you later.